Alright, we have a principal, one of our ex-principal of Brookside?
Principal for life.
Principal for life, there we go. Principal for life, Felix Flores.
Thank you. I knew a lot of you when you were in second grade. I know that we all share great pride to be here today in support of our students, our children, who are taking on the struggle for justice and fairness. It is so encouraging to know that the future leaders of this country are represented here today in a very American tradition. The American tradition of fighting to right a wrong that affects a segment of our community and therefore denies all of us the promise of justice. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., justice denied anywhere diminishes justice everywhere. Presently, it is permitted to deny equal opportunities to undocumented students in most states, including New York. Presently, it is legal. It is legal and admissible to harass, exploit, arrest, deport, and separate families of undocumented immigrants. How does this not affect everyone who believes in justice and equality? Our banners proclaim that we support the DREAM Act as a vehicle to permit all our undocumented high school graduates an opportunity to higher education. This is so that they may realize their dreams and the dreams of all families who have sacrificed so much to start a new life here. This is how it has happened here in this nation of immigrants. Whether we, our parents, grandparents, or ancestors came voluntarily or against their will, whether it was by boat, plane, car, or on foot, we can trace the roots of all of us back to somewhere else. This coming together of people has benefited our country economically, culturally, and socially. It's also presented challenges. What's been most challenging and detrimental has been the scapegoating, the hatred, bigotry, and denial of human rights that have been the tactics of choice for many of those who oppose the process for the full integration of all immigrants into our society. This is not acceptable. We will not surrender our hopes and dreams to anyone. We won't allow ourselves to be divided or remain quiet while injustices are committed against our neighbors, families, and friends. We all know that education is the key to the door for a better future. We also know that in unity there is strength. As we've learned from the civil rights, labor, women, and gay and lesbian movements, we also know that although what we fight for is righteous and just, there are those who will try to deny us opportunities and equal treatment, who will try to block the entrance to full participation in our democracy, but they will not succeed. The more united we stand, the more educated we are about our rights, our history, and the struggles of all oppressed people here and throughout the world, the harder it will be for anyone to deny anyone else human and civil rights. The more determined and committed we are to the ideals of democracy and social justice, the more the arguments in opposition will fall flat and wither as we shine the light of truth on them. We are conducting a march today through Ossining in support of the DREAM Act and much more. It is also for the rights of all immigrants and a just and fair immigration policy that will recognize in law what we already know in life. No human being is illegal. The wealth of this country has been built through the labor of immigrants. Hardworking people through sacrifice, sweat, risk-taking, hope, struggle, education, political action, and the social and cultural values we have all brought to what is today the United States. This culture is not static. It wasn't born one day and then stopped changing and growing. It has been continuously enriched with the very people who have come here and stayed, whether they were welcomed or despised, accepted or discriminated, free or enslaved. We are all America, Native American, African, European, Latino, Asian, Middle Eastern, Polynesian, of many religions, beliefs, and languages. What we have in common is that we have and continue to contribute to this country, and make our lives here in the pursuit of our own American dream. Our American dream is not one that would deny others their rights to pursue their livelihood or education. We only seek to stand on the side of the America that stands for democracy, freedom, and justice for all, including for her undocumented citizens. An America that is a model of fairness and equality and embraces all her people. An America that celebrates the DREAM Act and follows it up with a path for citizenship and equality. Let's ask ourselves, what defines the soul of our country? Denial of rights for immigrants, denial of education opportunities for children, low wages and lack of representation for workers, walls of separation, profiling, criminalizing our solidarity with fellow human beings who are now the target of unjust laws and are blamed for all the ills of society? Or is the soul of America the one countless people, including immigrants, have sacrificed to realize, defined by the tenets of equality, justice, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all? The one where students take up the cause of justice, just like those African-American students in Birmingham, Alabama in May of 1963, who took to the streets to protest Jim Crow laws in one of the most segregated and racist cities in the United States. Just like those Mexican-American students who marched in the streets of Los Angeles in 1968 to protest unequal educational opportunities and for civil rights. It is the one where people, as we see here in Ossining, stand together and celebrate diversity and come together to defend opportunities for all. Where we protect our children and demand that our legislators pass the DREAM Act and vote for comprehensive immigration reform.
Obama, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Obama, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Obama, escucha, estamos en la lucha.